Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Alliance Block as well as QNT. Now, if you guys were a part of this channel for a fairly long time, you'd understand that I was talking about these at some significant price points, and they have accumulated a lot in terms of price ranges so far, and I think that these have a ton of upside potential continuing within them. So with that being said, let's just jump into it and let's talk about these two assets. So first off, we're going to be talking about ALBT. So ALBT is actually not even on the top 100 list. For some reason, a lot of people are kind of not focused right now on this asset, because this one is one of those assets that, in my opinion, has a ton of upside potential for the use cases behind it. Now, we do see this sitting at below a $200 million market cap. Similar to, QNT, the supply is fairly low. The total supply here is 1 billion. Circulating supply is about roughly almost 233 million. Now, like I said, with this, it's similar to QNT in the sense that this is actually more undervalued, though, but also the price is fairly low, but they are working together on some major innovations, and Alliance Block has been building some great bridges with many of our lovely assets that we've talked about on this channel before. Now, in regards to the holders tab, we have seen a little bit of I would say a sideways momentum on the holders tab, but now we are seeing on the 7-day span this actually increased significantly from the bottoming point of 15,693 to 15,728. So pretty cool to see. Alliance Block has been one of those assets that I've been holding for a while. I told you guys about it below 20 cents. And QNT, like I said, I've already discussed to you guys. I've discussed this below $50, but this one, again, for what it is, these two assets are going to move extremely hard within the next few weeks to months. And when we're talking about their upside potential, these have a ton of long-term growth behind them. So let's jump into it. Let's talk about it. But before we fully jump into it, I just want to ask, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on, as it does help the channel grow immensely, and hit that like button if you guys are enjoying this video. So first and foremost, we do see people get impatient about QNT, or when QNT gateways will go live. Gateways are a huge architectural change in the Overledger system. Plus, it's a work in progress. With QNT, it's not like Solana or Matic. With the level of clients they have, there is zero tolerance for major failures. Now listen closely to this.
With Overledger 2.1, all of your applications will be using the remote connected gateway network to get to the DLTs. This will be a decentralized global network that has been deployed to make it more efficient and reliable for you to get to the underlying DLTs. We'll be using this initial stage to trial our load balancing algorithm and make sure that it works as efficiently as possible. During this stage, all of the remote connected gateways will be run by Quant ourselves. This is a great milestone for Overledger Network, and we're very excited. And I'd like to use this opportunity to say thank you for everybody who's been involved in version 1 of the testing. It's made Overledger Network 2 a lot more stable and reliable, and we're very excited to launch it today. Keep up the great work.
And just as he said, right, this is going to connect pretty much everything. It's connecting DLTs. The big word there is DLTs, because everybody always loves to make videos like XRP just partnered with this bank, XRP is using this bank. All those banks that are using, like all these major financial institutions and banks that are using XRP as a DLT, all right, at some point in time, we'll have to use Overledger. And you might be wondering, well, why? Well, essentially, think about it like this, right? If there's a bank in the UK, right, say for so they have their digital pound, okay, and then we see the digital euro. Well, how do those transact with one another? Yeah, sure, we have the XRP bridge, currency, whatever. But for those two to actually be utilized in a space where they are built on two different DLTs, they need something like QNT that actually allows for those two DLTs to actually connect and pretty much gossip with each other and trade that data along that bridge. So without Overledger, without QNT, essentially these DLTs would need some sort of connection, but that connection there's only one, and that is QNT. QNT's technology, there's nothing like it. This is one of a kind. And QNT is going to prosper ahead of most assets in terms of price appreciation and market cap once this massive use case is actually brought in and utilized on a day-to-day basis. That's what I'm personally excited for. Now, like I said, yeah, they are partnered with Alliance Block. If you guys missed this goes all the way back to 2018, right? And this is a fairly huge use case, actually. In fact, when we're looking at what this is going to do, so we do see here, Alliance Block will use Overledger to leverage multiple blockchains and create multi-chain token swaps. This partnership offers the possibility to open a new set of real-world applications, leveraging different features from different chains. Alliance Block is delighted about this partnership, which will help blockchain projects and SMEs wield blockchain technology very easily. Now, I just want to say, SMEs, we've discussed how big of a market that is. I've told you guys, this is a $15 billion plus market annually, but it also has the potential to be a $30 trillion market. In fact, the 15, or I should say, no, it's actually not 15 billion. It's 15 trillion with 100 billion annually. That's what I meant. So it's a $15 trillion market with $100 billion moved annually through the SME markets. Now, with this, like I said, it allows them to wield this blockchain technology, to prosper into this age, as well as utilize the massive scalability options, speed, and efficiency of, again, crypto. Now, we do see here, this is the logical next step for us as an all-in-one financing and investment platform to support the growth and spread of blockchain technology into financial services. And again, it gives you guys the breakdown, but this is huge to say the least. Again, we even see here, we are excited to partner with Alliance Block so that we can jointly help foster innovation and expand the blockchain ecosystem. Again, all through, again, focusing on SMEs and financial institutions. This is all talking about the banking sector. Now we also see here, Alliance Block connects to London Stock Exchange Group partner platform. Well, within this, how do you think they are connecting to it? I don't think that they mention Quant or Q&T at all here. In fact, let's just try to find Overledger, right? So there's no Overledger, there's no Q&T, and we do see here, down here, Goldman Sachs, bankers, and quants. I'm not sure that that has anything to do with this, but again, when we're talking about how big Alliance Block is, they're also focusing on the London Stock Exchange, and I think that this is great. I've discussed to you guys how huge this is. This is actually a significant milestone in our journey to connect traditional financial actors and new digital asset classes. Now, again, when we're talking about this is all talking about a decentralized capital market. That's huge. I've discussed why in multiple videos in the past, but when we're talking about this major connection, again, I would not be surprised if Q&T had a hand in this. We've talked about that. We've talked about how these major, connections happen. I've always discussed how these huge assets that we're always investing in have massive connections back to one another in the past. Now, we also see here, again, this is Alliance Block with the London Stock Exchange. Again, I discussed to you why this is huge, but we just hear Alliance Block platform, Overledger, Enterprise Systems Applications Platform. This is all connecting to all of these major platforms, all these multi-chain interfaces. This is the Alliance Block multi-chain interface, by the way. This is pretty big. Now again, when we move on, we just hear we are having lots of plans for our collaboration with Q&T. We will share more news as soon as we have the final roadmap. Pretty cool. Indeed, we will go more in detail as there are big synergies, and we want to show also the role of Quant Network in the next DeFi revolution. We also see here it's done automatically via contract, everything coded with Diamond Standard. More details on the tweet. We see this as complementary to Quant, and we will also be able to soon, after mainnet, to integrate Overledger, as here we see lots of synergies and unlocking lots of features we are very excited about. So, when we're talking about these huge platforms and these huge, innovations that are happening now, when we're talking about these huge connections back to London Stock Exchange, so let's actually look at this and let's talk about this because, obviously, like I said, it doesn't mention anything about Q&T in here, but I would not be surprised if they didn't have, Q&T working within this. Now, I do see API 3. Which is pretty interesting. That's of course, another subject. I've talked to you guys about API 3 as well and how that's a big, asset. But when we're talking about Q&T, there's only one mention of Quant here. There's no other mention of Quant here. But like I said, Going back to this, and when we're talking about the major connections throughout all of this, and we also see the CEO of Alliance Block talking about Quant and how they're leveraging it, I would not be surprised if they were leveraging it within the London Stock Exchange. Now we also see here Nexi equals SIA equals QNT. We also see the CEO is also part of the Blockchain Policy and Framework Conditions Working Group at the European Commission. Can't put it in simpler terms, but Quant Networks is poised to drop big bombs soon. And we also see Nexi mentioned here within the digital euro. We also see here, right, Nexi Group, a company that revealed it was involved in the design phases of the digital euro. Do I really need to give you guys any more insights on this? I mean, this is huge. We already know that this has many connections to QNT. This might not have many connections to Alliance Block, but when we're talking about QNT is huge. I've talked to you guys about it. All right. Now we also see here, this is Alliance Block. This is why it's huge. Here's the ecosystem. Look at how many, first off, look at how many markets it's connecting to. We're talking about exchanges, managers, banks, mutual funds, all of this these massive markets and things that we use on a day-to-day basis. We even see legal and compliance. Of course, we see, decentralized finance. We also see fintech providers. This is the end goal, okay? And of course, when we're talking about the tokens, the tokenomics, it's incredible. We've discussed that. Now, we also see that this only goes up to Q2 of 2021. They should really update this, but there's going to be a token burn. There's actually 2 token burn pretty much methods, but when we're talking about the, overall partners here, QNT is always been a partner of Alliance Block, like I said, 2018. But things have prospered into a new age here very, very fast with things like the London Stock Exchange. So I'm very excited to see that happen. Now, we also see here we collaborated with Crypto Slate to decode the intelligent design of DeFi, how it began, our story behind it, and how we're leading the evolution of DeFi 2.0 with solutions like LMAAS. Now, with this, we see the CEO and founder say, we are no ordinary organization, neither's our output. In just 3 years alone, we've expanded to 100 plus no mercy employees, have a fierce community backing, and our products are being utilized by both decentralized and traditional entities. Again, this is the huge words here, right? Being utilized already by decentralized and traditional entities. That is something that we are looking for within the system, right? Usability and utility happening right now. Okay? Yeah, sure, it's not prospering into, price appreciation. That will happen when we're in a utility-driven market. Until then, we're still going to go up. I still have high-grade targets for Alliance Block by the end of this bull run, like $10 to $20. So I still think Alliance Block is doing incredibly well. Now, we also see our game over, no mercy questions. So currently, we are working within 10 jurisdictions. We are defining the scope and questions which will have answers like yes or no. This is the foundation of our rule engine. The objective later, the objective later, is to have proof of authority, which will include lawyers, regulators, representative, and more, and add more jurisdiction. We're doing very good progress, and we think the first version will be out in Q2 of 2022. We will be able to use for DeFi products such as liquidity mining, staking, but also for fund distribution, P2P lending, investment, not only in digital asset, but also in traditional worlds. Guys, this is pretty much the game over for Alliance Block. Sitting under a $200 million market cap, already being utilized on a massive scale, okay? Huge connections to the traditional finance world and the decentralized finance world. And you're telling me this is worth $198 million? Are you kidding me? There is so much more. Also, it just got listed on CoinSpot, by the way, for anybody who missed this. This is huge. Again, a lot more, listings equals a lot more liquidity, a lot more FOMO when it does happen. Right now, there's not too much liquidity on major exchanges. Honestly, Uniswap has been my best friend for Alliance Block. So when we're talking about listings, I'm very happy to see a lot more listings happening. I do want some major exchanges. This is not too bad of an exchange, 47.7K followers. So that's not too bad. I don't know what the exchange rating is on CoinMarketCap. I could easily find that. But, overall, when we're talking about the gist of Alliance Block and the end goals here, I've discussed to you how huge this asset is on a day-to-day basis pretty much. So I don't really need to tell you guys exactly how huge this is going to be, but we do know that with decentralized capital markets and the connections that they have with QNT, this is one of those assets that in my mind is an easy $20 billion plus asset. We are so early into Alliance Block. Again, there is staking for 4-year terms within this asset as well. I'm sure those people who are locking Alliance Block up for 4 years understand the vision behind this and know where this is headed. I knew where this was headed back in the summer. I knew where this was headed when I first, learned about it and did research on it. And the connections alone to Adara Hashgraph, as well as many other, assets that I do hold, also gave me the upper hand in terms of just jumping into this project and then doing the massive research. And once I started researching this asset, it became a no-brainer investment. So, always do your own, your research. But when we're talking about Alliance Block, I think that this is a no-brainer asset to really get into and really kind of look into it and hold for a long term, because when we're talking about the future of this space, we already know it involves banks, financial institutions, enterprise grade use cases, and Alliance Block is focused on great innovative technology in this space, decentralized capital markets, traditional finance to definance, and I'm telling you, it will blow your mind doing the research on what Alliance Block is going to become. So with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys don't want free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are. And it's beautiful with Nick. Peace out, guys.